Hello, I'm Olena Griniuk and I'm participating today in the Unchain Fintech Festival in Oradea. Hello, we're recording this interview at the Unchain Festival and I'm very glad to meet you, Cosmin, here in Oradea in Romania.
Thank you for inviting me to the podcast, but thank you also for coming to Romania, my home country.
So you are the CEO and co-founder of the iFactor invoice finance marketplace platform. You are a board member of the Romanian Fintech Association. You are an angel investor. So what are your areas of interest or your priorities right now in general and at the festival?
Yeah, I want to make actually a small correction. I am the CEO and co-founder of iFactor. I am board member MVP at TechAngels, which is the largest Central Eastern European, let's say, angels network. And I'm no longer a board member of Fintech. I'm one of the founders. I stepped off last year from this position. It's tough for a founder to actually have so many hats, especially in early stage of a fintech, and especially if the fintech is actually servicing this specific niche of lending to SMEs. It's something that is very tough to address, so it requires a lot of the attention of us. What I can tell you about iFactor is that we did started from the mission of helping entrepreneurs grow their companies. We identified that number one problem of the entrepreneur at first we thought it's just a Romanian thing. Yeah. Then actually we thought it's a Central Eastern European problem. But then later, after we started to dig and to scale and to create larger networks across the world, from Asia to Middle East to Europe and United States, we actually identified the problem as being global. So indeed, over 90% of the SMEs are underfunded, or at least part of them, and a large part of them actually are non-bankable at all. On the other side, in Europe, for example, 4 out of 5 new jobs are created by the SMEs, and they actually contribute with every 57 cents of each euro added value in the European economy. So it's actually a paradox, because on one side they pay taxes and they hire people, on the other side they were not able to actually raise debt so that they can increase their businesses. So that was something that we started to tackle. It's not easy. Entrepreneurship, it's extremely heterogeneous. Companies are built up on limited responsibility, and therefore banks face unreliable scoring data because of the low financial literacy of the education of the entrepreneurs which are running these small businesses. Therefore, they are heavily regulated. Compliance is tough because they work with deponents' money, which are not really expert investors, right? The citizens of one country. So having deposits where you have to apply zero risk to very high risk, which are the SMEs, is not really simple. So out of this equation, we started to build technology to actually bridge this chasm which is created between the lenders and the SMEs. And first, indeed, we built a marketplace that was successfully performing loan applications or invoice selling of the entrepreneurs, and we were performing the KYC and underwriting process, and then high net worth individuals and banks were able to bid for these applications and giving actually funding to these companies. But then we identified, again, we run into this problem of the financial literacy, both of the high net worth individuals and the entrepreneurs. Nevertheless, this was actually, the problem was multiplicated by the fact that it's very difficult to actually penetrate with the value prop. The value prop is excellent,
Yes.
any entrepreneur would benefit actually of
Yes.
this solution. Problem is, how do they know about it?
Yes.
And if they know about it, how to use it, because this is again in their mentality, it's something that is bureaucracy that the accountants should actually take care of. So we started to address this problem, and we thought we should build kind of a digital CFO for them, and kind of a let's say a better understanding of the risk they are approaching, the high net worth individuals. And we started to build the underwriting process, the risk assessment process, credit risk assessment process, to become semantic, so that it will be actually, you will be able to talk with it and ask questions that it will be able to reply. And as you can I understand, generative AI was not yet on the table. We called it a semantic model. And funny enough, we actually ended up with having actually a credit intelligence technology, being able to capture a lot of data from digital footprint, any kind of online information, from websites to online press to whatever it's required, with open banking transaction behavior, with social media scanning and all this kind of stuff, profiling. And we managed to bring up a solution that it's making abstract the data, which is traditionally garbage in terms of SMEs, and I'm referring to the balance sheet data, past economical performance of the company, with linear regression in order to identify capability of reimbursement in the future. And we started to predict things on today's data, which are actually showing the anatomy of a business with the capability of reimbursement and intention of reimbursement in the future. And currently we launched this product as a software as a service, and we are able to now actually help a lot of lenders, also those which are in our expertise area of factoring or trade finance, but not only. Also, we started to actually now go into more products in terms of credit, working capital, leasing, any other products that actually could help entrepreneurs in their businesses.
Yes, yes. I saw the news that you are Raiffeisen Bank Romania using your tool, iFactor pure analytics actually for the credit decisions in factoring, right?
Indeed, we won. Actually, that was one of the things that encouraged us to start selling this to lenders and in general, also to alternative lenders, not only to banks. It was the fact that we won in 2021, I think, 2022, Elevator Lab of Raiffeisen Bank Vienna Grand Finale, and we started the POC with them, and actually we saw that we can deliver a lot of value, especially to the factoring departments. And we declined this product, which is a factoring monitoring and fraud detection, which is a kind of a sub-product of something that we are selling. And it became extremely successful for the factoring product, because it's actually able to show you also the risk you're against when you're talking about debtors, the customers of your customer.
Yes.
You have no commercial connection with those individuals, so then, or with those companies. So therefore, it's very important to be able to understand what is the risk that you're exposed on. And our solution was extremely powerful in helping lenders to really understand that. So I hope in the next year we will be able to acquire at least 5 to 10 other similar customers for that specific purpose.
Do you target a specific region for that, specific countries, or you focus more on Romania and
It's funny you're asking. Two of my co-founders are based in London, so what is very important is that we always targeted very much this large, extremely dynamic and very powerful financial services market, which is the British market, the UK. But actually now, having implementing in Central Eastern Europe quite a few let's say POCs and few customers in production, starting the collaboration also with companies like Visa to be able to implement some of this trade finance product and invoice discounting on cards actually gave us option to, and we started to identify this opportunity for the next immediate period, 1 year, to actually target Central Eastern Europe. But nevertheless, we are in London and Partners program, in the Grow London program, and there actually we already started to commit in some discussion with some British lenders. So we are scaling.
Okay.
But just to have a short answer to this, CE and UK for the next 2 years, and then we'll see. Oh, maybe faster a little bit to maybe to also to the DACH region.
All right.
Maybe.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you very much
Thank you very
for
much.
this conversation.
Thank you.